All right, let's do this. Happy Thanksgiving, Gratitude Day. Gratitude every day. I hope. Okay, we're not on mute. We're not on mute like last week for half the recording. Sorry about that. So we will do some twists today. We'll do our shoulders, our neck. I'm taking care of this one back side, so I'll take it easy on that side of my body. You know, I just rolled over too quick in bed and hurt my neck. Like, that's so weird. All right. You know, like in the morning, I'm still like, sometimes we'll test. I'll just like, you know, we always do this, right? So if you do that first thing in the morning, I did it again this morning. I'm like, and it was like this far, you just tighten up so much over your sleep. But now we're back to normal. Yes, let's stretch it out. So we'll come to our standing mountain pose, close our eyes and just settle into our mountain pose. Relaxing our shoulders down towards the earth. We can have our palms facing up towards me if that feels okay. And that creates a little bit of space across the collarbones. If that doesn't feel nice today for your shoulders or your neck, bring your hands to face your thighs. Breathe. As we inhale, let's reach our arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring our hands back down to the earth. All on your own. Inhale, reaching up. Pressing into both of our feet while we reach both of our arms up. Anchoring to the earth while we reach. If we're taking care of our shoulders today, we could bring it in front of us, our hands, or even just reach with bent elbows. And that takes some of the pressure off of our back and our rib cage. Taking this time just to breathe, just to notice how you're doing today. From here, let's bring our fingertips to our shoulders, give our shoulders a little bit of love. Notice if they've creeped up towards our ears and then push them down and extend through our spine. Bringing our elbows back up to shoulder height and then drawing them together. Exhale, inhale, open. Exhale, close, inhale, open. If you'd like to add on a little more neck movement, then we'll tuck our chin in as we come down. Feels much better already, just loosening up between the shoulder blades and then loosening up across the heart. Last one, let's bring our elbows together, not touching, and then reach them up. Then slide them back and down and around. Draw them forward, up, back, down and around. Few more. Wonderful. We'll bring those elbows back out to shoulder height and bring our fingertips either back towards our head, or if you want to really be nice to your neck, just place your fingertips on your temples. So let's start with some twists for our turkey. Let's lift the right knee and twist towards it. Back heel goes down and we do the other side. Side to side. And then modifications, of course, lifting the leg if you want to, but you don't have to. You could even extend your arms and do the big twist. Keep your hands at your hips. Wherever we are, if it feels nice, closing our eyes, letting go of any competition. Last one, we'll anchor those feet back down into the earth, bring our hands back behind us. Let's open up into, actually just chest expansion, hands will come back behind us. Across our hearts or reverse prayer pose, we can bring the hands together. And if it feels okay, forward folding in this position, but only if it feels okay for your neck. If you tend to get dizzy easy, then you'll keep your head up above your heart. And in this pose, if we are folding, bending the knees and letting the head dangle, reaching towards the mat. We'll bring our hands to our knees and come halfway back up and fold again. Exhale. Flowing through this all on your own. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding. Appreciating the spine as it lengthens and lifts us up. And we roll our shoulders back away from the ears. Let's hold in our halfway lift. It's also called monkey pose. So we're gazing in front of the mat, lengthening through our spine, and our shoulders are away from our ears. And we're looking in forward on the floor. Exhale, fold again. Halfway lift. Exhale to chair. So bending the knees, shifting them back, lifting the heart, and forward folding. So that's our flow now. Chair, hands to heart, forward folding. So bending and straightening our legs, engaging our core and our back, and then letting it be free. Got about 5 more of those. Thought I had this open to neck, but it's not. Where's my neck? All the way down in our folds. Halfway lift, breathing in. Folding, exhaling. Now we'll sweep all the way up. Inhale, grab a hold of our right hand, tip over to the left, stretching our wrist. So extending and pressing into our left foot. I'm sorry, your right foot as your right hand extends. Bring it back up. We'll find the wrist or the hand start to pull and press into the left foot and tip over. Anchoring into our feet still. Love it. Let's bring our hands to our knees, bend our knees into a standing cat pose, exhaling. Inhaling, opening up into cow. Exhaling, cat. Inhaling, cow. Getting that spine moving, keeping it healthy, one vertebrae at a time. Last one. Forward folding, exhaling. We'll bend our knees and come down to all fours. Wonderful. Moving into our cat and cow pose on our knees now. Finding some space between the knees, we exhale into cat. Inhaling into cow. A nice little change for this class. A lot of the times we don't do cat and cow on our knees. We do it always standing, but we'll mix it up a little bit today. Few more. Really nice to our necks. Wonderful. So we're going to stretch our shoulder and our neck here by sweeping our left hand under, threading the needle, keeping our hips high, bringing the shoulder right down to the mat if possible, shifting the weight into the shoulders, into that left shoulder. Breathe. Feeling gratitude today for the air that we breathe. Pressing the right hand into the mat, helping us back up to all fours, and then threading that needle on the other side. So we're slightly shifting that weight forward onto our shoulder. There's not a lot of weight in our head or our neck. Breathe. Oh, that feels great. Let's press that left hand down into the mat. Help us back up and some barrel rolls with our belly. So we go into a cow pose, right? Our belly goes towards the mat and we draw it up. So just trying that first cat and cow. And then if you want to try a little bit of a roll, you kind of roll to one side, bring it around and draw it up. Really getting that spine moving. And we'll pause at the top and go the opposite direction. Our barrel rolls with our spine, so we draw it up and then a roll. Last one, take it back to child's pose unless you'd prefer to go into downward dog. So child's pose, you can have a wide leg child's pose if you want to, a little bit more space to let your body rest. We can massage our foreheads down on the mat, checking in with the neck, seeing how that's feeling. We'll bring the palms together and place the palms back behind our head, bringing our thumbs somewhere onto our neck to give ourselves a massage with our thumbs right on our neck. Great job. Let's press those hands into the earth. We'll look up at our hands and shift into a kneeling plank, coming forward. Slowly lower right down onto our bellies. Draw our elbows in towards our rib cage. And let's do just our cup hands today to focus on not pressing ourselves up, but more you're lifting yourself up with your back. So even you could take the weight of the hands right out of it so that you do focus on lift and then relax. We'll do a few more with our breath, lifting and shining the chest through and back down. Beautiful. This time we will press the earth away, but we'll be lifting our hips and our chest at the same time. So we lift and slide it back to child's pose. I love it when we just have a couple people here because we can really focus on a few things at a time in our form. So let's come again to our kneeling plank and slowly lower and think of the chest and the hips or somewhere around there touching the mat at the same time. Then the Cobra is a little bit different because just the chest is lifting as we come up. Then we go back to the belly. Now think of the chest and hips lifting at the same time. So we have to engage the core, lift up with more of a straight back and then back to child's pose. So just working on the difference between those, inhaling forward into our plank, exhaling right down to the belly, but we're not, the spine's more straight in that one. Then we move into Cobra where the spine's a bit bent, back to the belly. Now the spine is straight and we lift it up. Back to child's pose. Wonderful. Let's add the breath. Inhale forward. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, open up into Cobra, shine the heart. Exhale back to our bellies. Then we'll press the earth away, lift. Child's pose. Great job. Triceps should be feeling some love now. And this time in our child's pose, we'll thread the needle from this position so our hips aren't up. We just sweep that left hand under. And we have our hips reaching back towards our heels this time. We'll slide that right hand down so it comes beside our face, press up, and sweep to the other side. Thread the needle with child's pose legs. And working towards it. One of the many twists we'll add to our practice today for our digestion. Let's press our left hand into the mat, help us back up. So we come to all fours now on an inhale. Exhale, you can stay in down in all fours or float up into downward facing dog. So either there or staying in all fours. There's no rush, there's no competition. Looking up between our hands, we'll walk our feet up towards our hands for forward fold. We can have a big bend or a little bend in our knees. The head is heavy. Halfway lift, breathe in. Folding, breathing out. Sweeping all the way up, breathing in. Create that circle, feel the air on your skin. Exhale, let's bring our hands to heart center. We'll be stepping our right foot back. Our left, right foot back. So that we turn towards the long edge of the wall. For our moonflowers, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend our elbows, bend our knees back into our moonflowers. Do a few of those. Shifting it back. We've got our toes pointing out towards those top corners of the mat. And there's space between our feet, enough so that, just for instance, if your feet were too close together, you might bring your knees out. So they're just a little bit out. We'll hold in goddess. Bring our fingertips back behind our heads and just tip to one side. Back up and over to the other side. So you've got that now side to side for a few more breaths. Moving the spine in all directions. It's a really good thing to do every single day. Let's straighten out our legs, tick-tock our feet together so they face back up towards the top edge of our mat. Big breath up, a little back bend. Full forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Sweep up to sky. We'll bring our hands back behind us, exhale. Inhale, open up into our standing back bend. Exhale, fold again. A couple more of those halfway lift, breathing in. Folding, breathing out. Sweeping to sky. We'll bring our hands back behind us, breathe out. Open up into a back bend. We draw the elbows together. Exhale, fold. Should feel really nice for our necks. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold again. Sweep to sky, inhale. Now this time chair, exhale. Holding our chair. So we've made it through our warm up. We didn't do a lot of sun salutations. We just did a half a couple. Let's focus on that neck now. So in our chair pose, the hips are shifting. Our heart is up. And if you want to, I like to use a reach with the hands and a lengthen to really focus on the neck. One day, we should do a class where we all wear dangly earrings, and we have to try to keep our earrings from touching our neck. So we're always lengthening. Breathe. Shift those hips back, sink into it. You're never stuck in a pose, though. You can come out anytime you want to. Let's bring our hands to our knees and tuck into a standing cat pose. And then straighten the legs, sweep up to sky. Right back into our chair pose. And then you can choose your arms. And we will be adding a twist in a minute for our digestion. So either the reach. If you're completely taking care of your neck today, just bring hands to heart. Quads, beautiful quads. Forward fold, exhale. Let the head be heavy, let it dangle, let it be free of tension. Halfway lift, breathe in. So think of the lifting part of that pose and then folding, letting it relax. Halfway lift again. Chair pose, exhale. We'll do a high twist in our chair today, opening up our wings, keeping our belly button strong, facing towards me or the short edge of your mat, and twisting above it with our left hand. Breathe. So we're keeping our lower back safe by not twisting it. We'll bring it back with our wings over to the other side. You should be feeling those quads. If you want to straighten like me, I need a little straighten there, you can. Bring it back around, forward fold, exhale. Let the head be heavy, let it dangle. This time, let's grab our elbows and really let our neck relax. A little bit of neck focus today, shoulders. Halfway lift, inhale, hands to shins. Folding again, breathing out. Let's sweep up, big breath in. Bring our hands to our heart and move through a few warrior poses today with some twists added on. We'll bring our right foot up towards the top edge of your mat and then step your left foot back. Drawing the heel down onto the mat and then opening up our chest and our wings. So our chest is opening up towards the windows. We're pressing into both of our feet. Softening through the shoulders, right? And if we're honoring our shoulders or neck or anything in any way, making those modifications. Still pressing into both of the feet. So we're pressing to stretch the mat, but also drawing it together with the inner thigh. So there's a lot of things going on in our amazing legs right now. Appreciating the spine. Wonderful. Let's look at our front foot. Lift our back heels. We move into a lunge. So you can draw that foot in a little bit if you want to, if you want a little bit more space. And think of the feet as not being on like a tightrope. They're on train tracks so that you have that hip distance stability. Yeah, everyone looks great. Bending that right knee. It's a lot harder to balance on a tightrope than it is on train tracks. We'll lift up our hearts. And we'll add on our twists today. So the first option for your twist, left hand is towards this leg somewhere, and the other hand goes towards your back. What I want you to think about still is the belly button facing forward somewhat and twisting above it. So keeping our lower back safe. Breathe. Our back quadricep, so your left quad, the top of your thigh, is really strong. We'll come back to our lunge and look in front of our toe. So our glutes getting a good workout today. Now, right now, let's lengthen that neck. Framing our front foot, let's step back to all fours or downward dog. Holding all fours or in our downward dog, whichever one you want to. Nice and strong. We'll walk the hands forward about a foot as the hands come forward. And we'll make our way to forward fold. Sorry, Brenda. My cueing was crazy right there. I'm like, what? All right, so we're going to go into a kneeling plank. So the hands crawled forward a little bit, then we shift the weight forward. Our creases of our elbows are somewhat towards the front edge of our mat. And what that does is opens up across our chest and our shoulders. So our strong core, back to child's pose. This is where we open the chest towards the mat and we're reaching our hands really long. Let's flow through that half series. Inhale into a plank, full or kneeling. Exhale to our belly. Inhale, gentle cobra. Think of the lift rather than the push. Release the tension. Press the earth away. Now the lift. Back to child's pose. Looking up between our hands, we'll inhale to all fours. Either stay in all fours or move to downward facing dog, or stay in all fours to bring the left foot up between the hands. So either from all fours or downward dog, and just grab it behind the heel if it doesn't want to get there on its own, and walk it up. Right heel goes down on the mat, and we're rising up into our warrior two. So the hips are going to face the long edge of our mat, and our chest is opening up towards the long wall. And if we're honoring again the shoulders, we tuck those hands down to the heart. Sorry, I didn't turn the fans on for you ladies. While you enjoy your warrior two, I'll put them on for you. You get it all to yourself today, somewhat. All right. So here we are in our warrior two, still honoring the shoulders. Breathe. Looking at our front foot, we lifting that back heel as we turn into a lunge position. So you notice, even for myself, my toes still kind of stayed out that way. We want it to go towards the short edge of our mat, and we shift down onto our train tracks. Amazing job. Our back heel's high if possible. And then we lift up into our lunge. Breathe. We can allow the eyes to rest. and bring more of our focus to our core or the length. And then if it's okay for your back today, we'll add our twist. Our right hand goes just towards that leg. The lower back is supported by our hand. If the neck feels okay, you can look back over your back shoulder. But if, again, you're taking care of it, just keep your chin right in line with your chest. Ooh. We'll untwist, look down at our front foot, frame it, and step back to all fours or downward facing dog. So all fours, down dog, or even child's pose, whichever one works for you in the moment. Revolving our child's pose today, bringing the right elbow across to the left side of your mat and finding a little revolving, also known as a twist for our child's pose. It might not feel comfortable. If it doesn't, then you don't have to do it. You can even put your head on a block. Yeah, the block feels better. Just so your neck's not hanging out in space. Wonderful. We'll bring it back and shift forward into puppy pose before we do it on the other side. So the difference between child's pose and puppy pose, the hips are back here in child's pose and they come up in puppy pose. Walk those hands forward a little bit. And then we open up the chest towards the mat. So again, a block could be really helpful here for your forehead. And some people have two blocks. No. I'm just going to bring everyone a block. Just wanted to show you a modification for puppy pose. And for anyone at home today, a great pose for posture, puppy pose, because it opens the chest and draws our shoulder blades. This is an option so that you can let your head kind of go a little bit further into your puppy pose. You have your blocks under there, or even like we did earlier with our thumbs towards our neck. Breathe. We've got our knees somewhere underneath our hips. There we go. And we shift it down. Really good for posture. If you know someone that maybe spends a lot of time at a desk, or a teenager that has a lot of time with the phone in front of them, their posture will suffer over time. All right, let's bring those hands forward. Shift it back to child's pose now. Those hips go back. We'll draw one of the blocks in underneath our head and then add our revolved child's pose on. Breathe. Unraveling, finding some more space between our knees for a wide leg child's pose. So lots of space. Our head can be on our block, on the mat, on our fists, whatever works for you in this moment. Modifying our poses every day to suit our body in the moment. Every day we wake up with a different version of our body every single day. So honoring that version in this moment today, making sure to take care of any injuries, any limitations. All right, we'll push our hands into the mat and then draw our knees back towards each other a little bit. A revolved variation of child's pose again for our neck and our shoulders, and it involves a twist. So this is what we're working on today, twists and neck and shoulders. Left hand is forward, we're shifting back. The right hand comes back behind us, and then we open up a twist here. Breathe. So just feeling that resistance, not trying to force it. And then the other side. We can anchor, bring that hand back and open up the chest. I am stuffed full of stuffing right now. Bring it back. All right, back to child's pose. If possible, bringing our hands towards our heels in our child's pose now on this one. Let's make our way to a seated position. So shifting it forward onto a hip. We'll come to our easy crisscross. Adjust our clothes, grab a drink if you want to. Our crisscross position. Oh, love it. All right, or butterfly legs. So if you feel like doing butterfly legs, the hips are feeling good and healthy, we move into butterfly legs. You can support those legs with your blocks if you want to, but you don't have to. Depends on the day, how the knees are doing today. Let's lift up and lengthen through our necks. Soften through our shoulders. Breathe. Let's take our right ear towards our right shoulder. Really gently letting gravity bring our ear closer to our shoulder. Bringing it up all the way over to the other side. Check in. How does the neck feel on this side? Honor it. Love it. Appreciate it. If the hips start to build up tension again, let them relax a little. And we'll bring our chin up and tuck our chin towards our chest. Again, not forcing, just gravity, just the weight of our head, enough to stretch our neck. Healthy spine, healthy life, right? All of us, it's all connected back to our spine, our whole body, our center. Let's lift up the neck and place the feet in a wide leg forward fold. So we've got some space there. Maybe you bring your blocks in front of you in some configuration to shift forward into our forward fold. So we could have our blocks there. You could even put them under your forehead here, especially if you're taking care of that neck. Breathe. Modifying, listening to our body. Turning our toes up towards the ceiling for about 5 breaths. And then we're going to try turning our toes the other way for 5 breaths. And there we go. If it feels okay, we'll point our toes now, stretching out more of the shins. Breathe. Drawing that body back up. Wonderful. Let's take our hands under our knees, draw those knees in, and take the feet forward now. For a little twist, bending our left knee and placing that left knee either on the inside or the outside of the opposite knee. We'll have a block back behind us, somewhere to anchor. Our right hand will come around our left knee, and that back hand, scoot around here. You could, if that's too far, no, then yeah, the hand will anchor or the block. We can look over our back shoulder if it feels okay for our neck. If not, we can close our eyes, keep our chin in line with our chest, and take a moment to notice your spine. Focus on that spine, that gentle twist that's happening inside your body. We'll bring our chin back around and add an option on now if you want to bend your front knee and take the heel towards your backside, still in our twist. And then resetting again and looking back over the back shoulder. So again, you could just be hugging your knee or hook your elbow on the outside, or just hang on and honor the spine. If our chin is looking back, we'll bring it around. Our chest will then come around and we'll do our twist on the other side. Extension, bending the knee inside or outside. So most likely your right knee. Bring that foot wherever you want it. Lift up and lengthen. That block can go behind you. And then we add our twist on this side. Breathe. Letting go, right, of any judgment, competition, expectation. A focus on gratitude for the breath, for the beauty of the earth around us, everything, just a miracle. The air that you feel touching your skin at the moment, the air you feel entering your body, the earth beneath you, the sun, the moon, the stars above us, everything feeling grateful today. We'll bring our chin around, our chest around. If we want to, we'll add that little option on where we bend that supported knee and go back into our twist. It's okay if one hip lifts in this position. Never forcing anything in our practice, noticing that resistance and breathing through it or into it, however you want to breathe. We'll unwind our chin, our chest, unwind our legs, and roll back onto our mat. So make sure you've got some space back there. We roll it back, draw the knees to chest, and take a little rock side to side. And a little difference today from our regular rock, just to notice our spine. Let's lift our shoulder blades off the mat and maybe lift our lower back. So we're really rounding out our spine, and then try that rock on our mid back. A nice massage. Wonderful. Bring it back to neutral. Put the head back down on the mat. Tuck the chins just slightly. Let's put the feet down on the earth and move through a bridge pose. As we lift our hips up, an option today to lift the hands as well up. So the hands are up, shoulder blades are down. We're pressing into both of our feet, breathing. Let's bend our elbows now and put the arms on the mat. So your triceps or the backs of your arms now are on the mat. And then you'll let the hands go onto the mat too. So we open up into cactus arms in our bridge pose. If that doesn't feel nice for your shoulders, you could bring your hands back to your sides, palms up. Slowly lower back down onto the mat. Let's reach our feet up towards the sky, legs up a wall. If you'd like to, we'll also bring our hands up, but that's completely up to you in this moment. Closing the eyes and feeling the connection of your spine into your mat, the floor, the earth. Softening through our faces. But keeping that strength in our core here that's holding up our arms and our legs. Amazing job. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. So we're in butterfly pose here, and bring the hands back down to the mat. So butterfly, only this butterfly is laying down. And then the feet will go down onto the mat and we end up right in a supine butterfly. Soles of the feet together as far away as you want from your groin. We can bring our hands now down to our sides. And this is where we can let gravity again stretch our inner thighs. No need to force, just gravity. If this does not feel good, you can bring your knees back together. Amazing. Let's actually draw those knees together now. So the soles of the feet go down onto the earth, and then we'll walk those feet out a bit, but keep the knees together. Finding a little bit of space now in our lumbar spine. Breathe. Lower back love, lumbar love, we can call it. All right, the knees will come apart. Let's draw both of those knees into our chest, a little rock side to side. Amazing. For our neck and shoulders, we got one more fun pose. We're rolling over right onto our bellies. It's okay that you're not facing me, don't worry. So you're looking back at that back wall. I'll come back and show you, and then I'll come back and show the video. All right, so for our neck and our shoulders. Okay. Let's take our left side of your face down onto the mat and your right arm's out. Then we'll bend it. And this hand's down. Your other hand is extended long. We're pressing into this right hand, keeping our head down, our shoulder down, and stretching our shoulder here. So as we press into that right hand, we can press and roll over onto the hip. Or just a gentle press. The palm is facing the floor. Awesome. And we'll do the other side. So coming back to the chest, extending the arms long, bending the opposite hand, rolling onto the hip, maybe the side of the face, stretching that chest. Amazing job. A breath or two more here. We're working towards maybe 10 breaths. Amazing. Roll it back to our bellies. One locust pose here. So locust pose, we're reaching our hands back towards our heels. And then lifting up our chest up off the mat. And then choosing, if you want to, lift the kneecaps up off the mat. But we'll keep our gaze down towards the earth. Keep our kneecaps facing down towards the mat. Oh, a cute little bird just flew by. Maybe reaching your hands towards your heels. Life is like so. Slowly lowering down. Amazing job, everybody. We're rolling onto our backs now for our relaxation, our Shavasana. The spine has been moved. We'll roll side to side, and then we'll be making our way into the Shavasana. If you'd like to extend your legs long, you can. Let the pinky toes drop out towards the earth or bend our knees. So just take your time getting settled. I'll read us a little gratitude, a couple readings. So if you'd like eye covers, let me know, or blanket. No blanket. You got a nice warm sunny spot over there, and then the whole room is warm. So settle in. Allow the weight of the body to start to melt down. Fully appreciating our spine today and all that it does for us. Our center. Our spine allows our brain to communicate with the rest of our body. A healthy spine will improve the control you have over all of your movements and reflexes. So if the spine is working at its best, our body can also be. By making some simple corrections to our posture, by strengthening our core muscles, and through creating space across our chests, we can keep our spines aligned, strong, and pain-free. Today, in honor of Thanksgiving, a time to be thankful, to be grateful for the harvest, for the summer, to have a nice, wonderful meal and feast with your family and friends. To remind us of all the things that we have to be grateful for. Grateful today for all of the people of the earth. Grateful for the earth. For the waters, the rains, rivers, lakes, and oceans. Grateful. For the fish, for the roots, for the plants. Grateful. For all of the medicines and herbs found in nature. For the birds, the two-legged, the four-legged, even the sliders and the crawlers. Grateful for all they do. For the fruits and berries, for the trees and shrubs, for every rock, mountain, and valley. For the moon, for the sun, for the stars. For our ancestors, loved ones past, family, and friends. Grateful and respectful. Bringing our minds together as one today to feel gratitude. We're here for a few minutes more, a time to breathe. It's okay to relax. It's okay to be not thinking. Give your amazing brain a break. We're here for a breath, for a minute or two more. Really breathing, really feeling. Noticing today the sunlight on our faces, the sound of the birds as we walk mindfully, each footfall planted humbly and gently upon the earth. Wiggle our fingers, our toes, our wrists and our ankles, making some small movements before we make our way over onto one side. Take your time getting there. Be nice to your neck. Once we get over onto one side, noticing a breath there, another beautiful breath, and slowly making our way up to an easy seated position. No rush whatsoever. Once we get up to our crisscross, we'll notice the breath again. Always bring it back to the breath, the beginning, the middle, our poses, the end. Let's take a big breath up, inhaling. Exhaling, bringing our hands to our heart. We've got a few more breaths like that. Inhaling gratitude today. Exhaling away. Maybe exhaling some thankfulness. Inhale gratitude for ourselves, our bodies, our kind thoughts, and exhaling away. One more breath. Take a little bow towards the earth. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope it's full of food and friends and family, the 3 Fs. And enjoy that day. Thank you. All right. You are welcome. That was a nice practice. Bye-bye. Well, no one watched today, but maybe they will later.